stream. I'm streaming. Okay. Tre, due, uno, ok. Okay, so today I'm gonna start, well, I've started already yesterday, but I'm gonna retopologize this arm. I finished the sculpting yesterday. This is a decimated version that I'm using to create the topology, simply because I want to have a lighter geometry that I can use to recreate then the shell of my geometry. That's it. I'm using a software called Retopology. It's a plugin in Blender. It works fantastic. Retopology is one of those things that takes ages. You just have to get to it, and you gotta have patience, I guess. Now, when I was working on architectural projects, I never really needed to retopologize anything. Sometimes, you know, I would have to build surfaces from scratch, because architects will come with like very broken 3D models of their designs. But you know, when you're designing architecture and you're working with a poly modeling tool, oftentimes you don't need to do any retopology. You can simply start modeling in 3D, and you do it the right way, and you don't need to retopologize. With sculpting is a little bit different. I mean, I'm getting to sculpt only lately, right? I've started over the past few months. Actually, it's been a while already. Time goes so fast, and so now I recognize, you know, the need to having to retopologize to be able to use lower meshes, lower definition meshes, so that my models don't get like engulfed with information. Anyway, I'm still getting the hang of this software, Retopology, and I've tried to do some retopology using the native tools of Blender, and although they work okay, I do recognize that it's a lot more difficult to just do retopology with the normal tools of Blender. And this Retopology, it's very powerful, you know, it allows you, it's a little bit like the polypen from Maxon. I've used it in the past, you know, when I started with the challenges, I used the challenges to improve a little bit my modeling skills, and I modeled the car that then I made available for the challenge, you know, the both the Alpha, I'm forgetting now the name. Anyway, if you're a follower on my channel, you probably know what I'm talking about. The Alfa Romeo something, and the other something car. Anyway, a few things to bear in mind when working on topology. I try to always have quads when possible. When you do wanna have quads, you have to resort to some modeling techniques that allow you to always have quads, and it's not rocket science. It's just a question of like doing it over and over until you sort of like get used to everything that you do. Like for instance, in this case, I've created a polygon at an intersection which has 4 quads, and I did that by simply, you know, clicking a 4 quads polygon. And I know that what this is going to allow me to do is to create 2 strips of polygons. Here, as you can see, I have 3 elements meeting down this point, so most likely I'll have to add 1 cut here that will go through, but it's okay. Let's start with the low poly, and then we'll sort out the rest as we go on. So I'll just use the control key, and then Retopoflow sort of like suggests the polygons that I should be creating, which basically works exactly like the polypen of Cinema 4D. There we go. With 7, I grab this move tool, which allow me to redistribute these points evenly, right? So now we said, okay, we have 3 more polygons down here. So basically, I might have to use the same technique that I used before, which is not really a technique. It's just, you know, you gotta be mindful of the polygons that you add to your workspace. How do we do this? Let's do it here. There you go. So I'm gonna add a polygon, create a new strip. Let me try and close this strip first. There you go. This is done. So now I have 2 polygons here. Now these 2 polygons, what I can do, I can create a big polygon here. And then, as I told you, I can have sort of like a loop coming down this way. Actually, I cannot have it there because the loop will go in that direction. Let me continue with this. There we go. 7 to move the polygons around. And maybe one thing that we can do here, we can create another polygon here that then splits into 2 polygons. So with my with the 5 key, I extract a polygon. And then with 7, I move this here and here. And actually, I could have done it only on one side. Yes, let's do that. So I'll move this here. There we go. And then this down this way. So polygon in this direction. What am I doing? What am I creating here? This looks like an omelette. It doesn't look like a... What did I want to do? What did I have in this coconut mind of mine? Let's think out loud. So I wanted to move this polygon down here to make space for another polygon. And then we have a polygon coming up here. Let me try, because if I think out loud, maybe it doesn't come out. So I have a polygon here. And now what do I have here? I have nothing. This is nothing. It's definitely not what I want, what I had in mind. Okay, I made a mistake. Let's see how I can fix it. It's okay. It's easier to fix things when you see the mistake that you made. So this is a squared polygon, sorry, a triangular polygon. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So basically, if I zero this down, then I could add sort of like an edge in the right place, maybe in this line of polygons, which is too big anyway. Okay, let's try it. So 7, start to move these polygons back. And then these ones, I basically merge them. There you go. So now I definitely have all quads. And I could have a line of quads there if, obviously, I move these polygons back in place. And I have to say, like, the thing that I like about Retopoflow is the fact that as much as I move these points and I stress the geometry, it all stays pretty much in the same place. You know, it uses this what is it called? Projection onto the geometry, which is very solid. And if some points basically, you know, like they clown around, you can simply move them and they will snap to the surface, approximating the surface in the right way. There you go. So now I've added that extra polygon. Maybe one thing that I can do is space these a little bit more regularly. There we go. And I've seen some tutorials where people do that also with the loops. But I've never managed to do it myself. And I'm sure that it's something that I have to learn, because, you know, I just started to use this software. You know, this plugin, sorry, Blender. I've been using it for a while now. I think it's, I've been using Blender for a couple of years. The other day I saw a friend of mine, Johannes Lindqvist, posting something about not having a good time working with Blender, which I understand, you know, like in the very beginning when I started out with this, it was frustrating, you know. Anyway, we're approaching the hand, which it's going to need quite a bit of thinking on my end because of all these intersections and you know, like, even though Substance Painter is very powerful at like mapping all these details onto the lower poly mesh, you still have to give it a chance to understand, you know, where the geometry is going, so that you basically make yourself a little bit more, how can I put it? You allow the software this way to read the information a little bit better. And of course, you always have to keep in mind, you know, the areas that might not be that visible. Like probably I'm not gonna have a close-up of the hand and of these cables here. So, you know, here I can create a little bit more of a rough geometry. I don't need to get into a lot of details. There we go. Maybe here I'll add some polygons for sure. There we go. These elements, like these holes, you could actually get away without having to create anything. But maybe just for the sake of it, I'm gonna create one and maybe 3 polygons. You know, one for this side, one for the center, and one for the other side. So that you get slightly more details. I'll do something like this. That's just enough. You see, the profile is followed by the lower poly geometry, and so you raise your chances of like having a better projection. By the way, 2 likes. Who's watching? It seems like I'm the only one watching. Anyway, good morning. If you're there, say hi. Let's continue with this. So now, some of the tools that I love to use with this software are the strokes. So for instance, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 polygons going down this line. So one thing that I can do is select the stroke, deselect all my geometry, and make a line that goes along this segment. It's going to detect already that you need 8 polygons here, which is perfect. So I'm gonna draw another line, and take your time when doing this. And it's going to create a strip of polygons. I'll do the same there. Another 8 polygons, and then here with the polypen I can simply close all the missing pieces. I might have to do a little bit of adjusting using the 7 key, but this is not going to kill me. You see, like give it a nice bit of spacing. There you go. Nice. So yeah, it's okay. Maybe I'll move those up there. Later on I can also use the smooth tool to sort of like make it a little bit softer. We're going slowly around the whole arm. There are tools that allow you in the software to basically create contours that you can actually map relatively easy. But as you can see, you know, we got some displacements here, and I've tried to go around the geometry as good as I could. You know, we have a hole here, and so, you know, I know that I'm gonna have some issues here later on with the substance, but nevertheless, you know, like I think it's going to be okay. Maybe I'll have to put a loop here to sort of like favor a little bit the curvature. And here we have a loop that is a little bit too stretched in my opinion. Anyway, I'm getting lost in trivial things because these things, I should do them actually later. It's okay. There you go. As I was telling you before, when I worked with architects doing like mainly houses, I never really had to retopologize anything because you know, like if something was wrong or if something needed to be reworked or redone, it was really easier for me to build everything from scratch. You know, at the time I was working with Cinema 4D. Cinema 4D, the modeling tools that it has, they're super fast, super efficient. And so it was just easier for me to do that instead, right? What is happening here? Let me grab my 7 key. Let me move some of these polygons around so that I sort of like follow the geometry a little bit better. With 5, I go back to my poly pen, and with 7, I move these polygons back. I do have a little bit more geometry around this place here, and that's because of the cables. I'll have to find a creative way to make this geometry meet with that geometry, and also, you know, with these two elements that are coming out, I'll have to find a way to go around them and make a nice extrusion. Anyway, it's nothing that we cannot figure out. Common Point. Hello, Common Point. Good morning. Do we know each other in real life as well? Have you ever been to the D2? Hey Arthur, what's going on, man? Everything okay? Arthur from the United States? There we go. So I'm gonna Arthur from Poland. Which Arthur? Give me the last name. Oh, Tamiola. Did I pronounce it correctly? Yeah, there you go. You see? I've had a client once. His name was Arthur, and from Poland. Sorry, from I think it was from Ukraine, living in the US. Nice to have you here, man, and thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Okay, it's getting busy here. Let me try and take a look at this side of the model. 5, so I guess I could have like 6 polygons here, more or less. 3, 4. We'll make it with 5. You too, man. Have a fantastic day, and thanks a lot for tuning in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. So we have 5 polygons going down this way. Maybe I'll have to add more because of the density of this area. But let me use again the the strokes to sort of like wait a second. Maybe we can do something here to sort of like start to optimize this area and reduce the polygon count. I'm gonna create a single polygon here. There you go. And so if I do have a single polygon, then I should be able to yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We keep that because the issue is that I have a lot of polygons here, and a lot less on this side. And so, you know, this will be sort of like a puzzle that I have to solve. And in cases like this, like if you're really in a hurry, the way that you would go on about this is that you would create different meshes and then put them together. Myself, I'm trying to train so to have sort of like one single watertight mesh that projects perfectly. And it's sort of like utopical in a way, because, you know, it's really difficult. But I'm trying to learn a little bit, you know, how much I can push substance. And so far it's been great. Like, it has really allowed me to, you know, like a lot of the models that I was creating up until this time, they were really too perfect in the look, because of the fact that you know, I was modeling everything into the geometry. And now if I'm sculpting something and there are some interesting details that I like, I can simply take those and project them into the mesh. And so it helps, you know, like with the look and with the organic feel of a model. But obviously, you know, the drawback is that I have to spend a lot of time optimizing 3D models, and that's it. Okay, so here I'm gonna create a polygon that meets here, and then this polygon, I have the feeling that we have to pull a trick here. The trick is to create a polygon. Let's see if I can do it like this. There we go. Which allows me to go around, right? Then 7, I'll push this up here. And so now theoretically I have 2 more rows of polygons that I can use, or I can simply like close this down with a 4 polygons. But as you can see here, I do have 2 polygons that are going to meet here. So probably this is a good thing that it came out this way. So let me count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 polygons. How are we gonna meet this in the middle? We're gonna meet it straight. Yes, okay. So let me actually get on top of this curve, and then we can create a better connection. Okay, so 5 to take my polypen. I'll move this polygon down here. Hey, the guys at Texture Supply. What's going on, people? We're gonna see each other tonight for the beginning of the Christmas show, and then in 2 days you guys are sponsor of the Red Vertex Challenge, which is going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, I look forward to it. How's everything? Okay. So as I was saying, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 polygons now. So all I can do is select the stroke tool, select all these edges, and then I can draw a line that goes from here. Take your time to draw the line. My hands are shaky. And it's going to recognize straight away that you need 9 polygons. Let's do the same exercise here. Done. So now I have a nice surface that goes around and wraps that element the way I want it. How is everybody doing? I see 4 likes, but there's only 1 person watching. And that person, it's me. Great. My mom told me, you'll find a lot of friends on the internet. Yeah. Okay. So polypen. Let's move some polygons around. There we go. Oh, I'm really afraid to jump into this puzzle down here. Let's just do it. Fortune favors the bold. Is it? Is it? Who from Texture Supply? Is it Christian? Is it Johannes? Yo. What's going on, man? I actually mentioned you at the beginning of the stream because I was like, yeah, a friend of mine is starting to use the Blender and he was not amused. Okay, let's do some Retopology. Yeah, I'm getting bold, you know, like this year I turned 40, man, and my wife was telling me how the hair is getting thin on top. Is it getting better with Blender? I like it. I think that, you know, Blender is a fantastic tool. You just need to be patient and you need to wait and you need to let its magic work on you. But anyway, down here I have this polygon that I can transform into 3 polygons. Let me grab my polypen. Let's move in that direction. Let's go there. With 7, I'm gonna move this polygon down here. And the way we're gonna do this is, should I already do it here? Yeah, screw it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, so we can actually connect 3 polygons here by extruding a face. It's looking for a snap. There you go. 7. I'm gonna move this vertex here and this vertex here. So now we have 3 new faces, which we can go and connect. There you go. It's not the cleanest of the works, but it works. And what is it that you're working on right now, Johannes? Anything that you can share? I'm just learning that I can't apply any logics from 3ds Max to Blender. I spent half an hour trying to snap and weld vertices until I understood that I can just select them and hit them. Ah, yeah. But you can, like, there are snap tools that allow you to, you know, like move things and snap them around. It's just like you have to, it's muscle memory, right? You change the way you do certain operations and then you get it to work, I guess. I had the same issue with Blender. Like, one thing that I don't like of Blender is the fact that I cannot align objects, when actually in Cinema 4D I could parent them and then use the coordinates to get them aligned, and this made my life so much easier. But you know, you get over it. You get over it. Yeah. Get over it. Okay, what are we doing here? Oof. Fucking hell, polygons, man. Okay. Polygons, am I right? Okay. At this time of the day, I make even worse jokes than I usually make. So let's do a little bit of counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 edges that we need to sort out on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And 13 on the other side. So, as you can understand, this is going to be a little bit of a difficult task, but it's okay. Worry not. I have over 3 months of experience in this software, but just starting over with a fresh mindset definitely helps. I know, man. I know. I'm telling you. And you're gonna love it. In a way, I'm actually not happy that you're doing this, because you're gonna steal the scene soon and you're gonna be the new Blender guru. But it's okay, you know, like it brings joy to the community to have a person like you making stuff in Blender and make people understand that you can actually use Blender for production. I was having dinner with a friend and he kept saying, oh no, 3ds Max is the only software that you can use for the stuff that we do. And I kept thinking, no. And you know, like, again, nothing against 3ds Max. I mean, you know, people seem to love it and the community behind it is super supportive. But I do think that it's necessary to have tools like Blender that are pushing the boundaries and that are making people, you know, like even the makers of 3ds Max reconsider some of the things, you know, so that they can make the software better. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I'm trying to get more polygons. This area is a shit show. I should take the highway and just separate this mesh and model it separately. But I'm not gonna do that. You know why? Because I'm an idiot. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Options. Let me create trees and quads. So now basically I created a quad so that, you know, I can, with one piece of geometry, I can get 3 or more quads inside. Retopology is just like a patience job. And so, you know, you gotta be like, you gotta be zen about it. So 7, let's move some polygons over there. Let me move down one over here. I know that I'll have to come back and fix this area because it's way too much. So did I just waste like 15 minutes to make nothing? I basically added a polygon in the wrong direction. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at me. I shouldn't even be allowed to have a YouTube channel talking about 3D modeling. Look at me. Look, what an idiot. Instead of like adding the polygon in that direction, I added it in this direction. So now I have more geometry to add this way. Okay, Fabio, do it. You can still change that. You can still change that. You can still change that. Can I still change that? 3. So we said with one polygon we want to meet 2 polygons. I lost my train of thought. It's okay. It's not the first time that I have to troubleshoot something on this arm. Look how complex this is, like with holes and stuff. Okay, so let me start from the easy side. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 polygons. Let me draw a stripe here. Oh, wait. Nope. Let me select the edges because otherwise I don't create anything. And so... Good. So now let's start to think about this side. Now on this side I'll have to come up with something, because like I need to have more polygons around these areas so that I can extrude this guy here. So I actually need 6 segments to go around this guy. Let's see what happens. If I do 1 and then 2. This I can move it closer this way. Careful there. Careful there. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. So I can actually extrude another polygon here. And then another one here. Let's see if this works. So 1, 2, 3. 1. If I extrude this, this might work. Ah, no, why did you snap up there, man? Why did you snap up there? Why? I thought you liked me. I'm giving you so much free publicity. All right, so 2 more polygons. Polypen, what is it? Selection, viewport display, polypen, quads only. Down this way. Great. And now I can have a polygon meeting there and another polygon meeting there. Okay, it seems like this is working for now. Boop. Boop. Nope. Nope. Or maybe yes. Let me put it this way. Seven likes on this video. Thank you. People are too kind. These are just like hangouts. I mean, I didn't think that the people would enjoy watching a man struggling, a middle-aged man struggling, creating 3D models. Okay, let me just extrude this. 5. How's everybody doing? Who is watching? Say hi. Leave a message. Let me know that you're tuning in. Let me do trees. There you go. There we go. Ta-da. Oops, made a mistake there. 1 and 2. And then 1 and 2. Now, the reason why you want to have 6 faces. Can I navigate out of this? Yep. So that it's easier for you to close it, right? Because the 6 faces, they actually create two quads. Am I correct? Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. I want to have them more or less regular. Then we can come out and clean the model a little bit better later. So if I do with the polypen, I take this element and I connect it here. So I got one face and then another face. There you go. So if you want to create sort of like these round elements, always remember to use only 6 faces, because then, you know, you can go back and use some sort of like smooth modifier or whatever. But in my experience with 6 faces over a round element, if it's not too much of a close-up, Substance will read it just fine. Great. So now we are going to need a little bit of geometry down. Why you do this? Down this way. It's a little bit too close with 7. Ciao Fede, what's going on? Thank you very much, man. I appreciate the support from all the 8 accounts. We're slowly working our way around this patch, which is taking so much time. What time is it? I was planning to go to the gym, but I guess that ship has sailed today. And then we have to start to get ready, because we have the Christmas show, which starts today actually at 6, so 6 hours from now, 5 hours and 50 minutes from now. And we have some great guests, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I really look forward to it. Okay, so we gotta again build our sort of like hole around this geometry, and all I have to do is basically like copy what I've done here. Now in this case, here I had a segment coming in straight, and I sort of like twisted this around. But so I'm starting with a with the quad that I'm basically scaling, so that I'm creating an opportunity around here to follow this topology, you know, in with quads basically. So let me do some counting. I'm gonna have one polygon here, another one here, another one here. I think I have a little bit too many polygons in this case. The only way to see it is to actually create the polygon. So 1, 2, and then 3. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna need 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's try and see. So in this case, I might have to come up here with this piece of geometry. There you go. So I'm sort of like preparing the next edges to meet. And I'm guessing I can simply finish it up like this. So how many edges do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's correct. And now let's sort this mess out. So I'm moving this polygon down here. This polygon is going to create a polygon here. Here I could have sort of like 2 polygons meeting. Let's see. There we go. There we go. And here we can have sort of like 2 polygons. Great. So now I have the hole with 6 faces. I'll have to move them around a little bit. And we also have a little bit more geometry to connect with the other side. At this point, I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I don't know. Sometimes I just say that I'm thinking, but the reality is that I ain't. Oof. Photoshopping, it's good. Okay, I think another 20 minutes and then I gotta run because I have to make a little bit of lunch and then there is the actual preparation for today. So I will see you guys at 6, I guess, right? So now I want to have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 faces. So let's see what happens if I create a polygon here. Like this. And then another polygon here. If you want to support my channel, go to my Instagram and buy the pack of mid-journey words that I've created so that you can create AI art. The pack has a value of almost 1,600 euros, but for today and forever, it's only going to be 5 euros. So do it now. Okay, so let me add one more face there. Actually, this one can become one face. There you go. And this one is going to become a polygon. There you go. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 faces that need to be sort of like digested one way or another. How do we do this? How do we do this? How do we do this? So if I take one from this corner and one from this corner, maybe we can make it. Okay. So there you go. No, I've done the same mistake. So this is going to be a very big polygon. But then again, I don't really have a lot of geometry there. Does it make sense? No, I don't want to do this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe we can do this here. There we go. Seven. Let me move some of these polygons around. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have 3 faces down there. 3 faces are actually good. So maybe let me try and close them this way. Ah, come on, man. Be a nice person. There you go. There you go. Great. Okay, let's do it this way. Oh, come on. And now this will be this. And let's do that again. So now we have all quads. And that's done. Am I correct? Is this all quads? I did patch it correctly. Yeah, I think this was nice. Good. So let me move these polygons around. It's 21. I'm gonna go in a minute. There you go. So dun 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 dun. I'm just afraid that such small details won't be seen at all by Substance. I don't know. This is the very first time that I'm trying to make something that has what is it called? Concave geometry. Concave? When it goes inside? Is it? Anyway, we understand. Sometimes understanding doesn't come from the correct words. It comes from the willingness of understanding each other, right? Great. So, as you can see here, I have a 6 faces polygon. And this gives me 2 quads. So this geometry is done. Retopologized. I think that this was the most difficult piece of the entire arm. I'm gonna exit and say file, save, and then go back to Retopoflow, start Retopoflow. Dun 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 dun, close. And I'll leave it like this for now. I'm gonna go and eat and wish you guys a fantastic morning, and I will see you this afternoon for the Christmas show. Mwah. Thanks everybody for watching. Love the fact that you like this video, even though I don't know if there is a lot of value in these videos. Do you find these videos valuable? Let me know. Leave a comment, and so that I will adjust the production of my videos accordingly. Anyway, you have an amazing one. We'll talk soon.